Nollywood might be proudly Nigerian, but some of its biggest stars didn't even start live in Nigeria. That's right. These actors were born abroad, entering the world with passports that didn't require a visa. From Francis Duru to Angela Okorie, Banky W and Osazu Igodaro, these stars were born in places where NEPA doesn't blink. But no matter where they were born, destiny dragged them home where they found fame, success, and hot Nigerian sun. So click on the like button to like this video as we look into Nollywood actors born abroad. Jim Ike. No matter how much Jim Ike speaks pidgin or carries Nollywood on his back, the truth is, his first cry was not heard in any Nigerian hospital. Somewhere in the middle of these live scripts, you will find that his birthplace is Libreville, Gabon. Yes, Gabon. That means he started life where people greeted him with bonjour instead of how far. But of course, Nigerians are not ones to let small things like geography get in the way of claiming someone. The moment his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Esumuga, reminded everyone they were from Anambra State, Nigerians quickly did what they do best, drag him back home by force. He grew up in Gabon, probably thinking he was just regular Gabonese boy, until one day, like every child of Nigerian parents, he was sent back to the motherland for academic purposes. That was the beginning of his Nigerianization. He quickly exchanged French pleasantries for Lagos survival skills, and before long, he was navigating life in Nollywood like someone who had been born in the trenches of Lagos traffic. Even if his Nigerian hustle has erased every trace of Gabonese in him, somewhere in Libreville, an old nurse might still remember the day a certain Nollywood superstar was born, completely unaware that Nigerians would one day refuse to let him claim his original birthright. But no matter how many bad boy roles he plays, one thing remains: Jim Ike was born abroad. Oge Okoye. Before she became the elegant actress that Nigerians claim as their own, Oge Okoye first arrived in this world as a London baby. That's right, she was born in London, United Kingdom, meaning her first potential words could have been hello, before she ever had a chance to say how far. Even though she is from Nnebe in Anambra State, fate, or rather, her Nigerian parents eventually dragged her back home. But before that relocation mission, she had a proper London start, attending preschool in the land of tea and biscuits. Then, in true Nigerian fashion, her academic life took a sharp U-turn and she found herself schooling in Enugu, attending University Primary School and later Holy Rosary College. You can imagine the cultural shock. One day she's hearing Mind the Gap in London. The next, she's been told to kneel down and close her eyes for morning assembly in Enugu. While a number of people have proudly claimed her as their own, somewhere in the UK, a dusty old birth certificate is still sitting there, proof that before Nollywood, Oge Okoye first belongs to the Queen's Land. Kalu Ikeago. Kalu is one of Nollywood's actors who can make a scene unforgettable with just a look. But what many fans may not know is that before he even had a chance to say how far, Kalu Ikeago was saying hello. Yes, Nollywood's sophisticated leading man first entered this world in England. That means he had a proper British beginning before reality, and his Nigerian parents dragged him back to the motherland. While some people get to enjoy the full abroad experience, Kalu's British citizenship only lasted until he was 9 years old. Then, just like that, his family relocated to Nigeria, swapping London bridges for Lagos traffic. At that age, he probably still had a slight British accent. Ask him, "Mommy, may I have some tea?" Only to hear, "My friend, go and drink gari." The cultural reset must have been real. But like any true Nigerian child, he adjusted quickly. Fast forward to today, and Kalu Ikeago is a Nollywood veteran, commanding respect on and off the screen. And at this point, many Nigerians don't even remember that he was born abroad, because once you can navigate Nigerian hustle and survive Nollywood scripts, you are fully initiated. But no matter how much Nigeria has claimed him, one fact remains: Kalu Ikeago was born in England. Osas Igodaro. Osas is a perfect example of Niger blood with a Yankee upbringing. She has the grace, the talent, and the poise that make her stand out in Nollywood. But one thing Nigerians must never forget: she was not born in Nigeria before she became the queen of the red carpet and the darling of Nollywood. Osas first entered the world in the Bronx, New York, meaning her first lullaby might have been Empire State of Mind instead of Sweet Mother. Her entire academic and personal life happened in the United States, where she probably grew up calling her elders by name and saying, "Hey mom," instead of "Good afternoon, ma." But no matter how deep her American experience was, the Nigerian DNA in her was still very much intact. After graduating college, she kicked off her acting career in New York, where she performed in theater plays and indie films. If things had gone differently, we might have seen her starring in Broadway production instead of Nollywood blockbusters. But as every Nigerian with parents abroad eventually realizes, life has a way of redirecting you back to your roots. So Osas did what many successful Nigerians do, moving to Nigeria to fully embrace Nollywood. The moment she touched down, she became a household name, effortlessly proving that whether in Nollywood or Hollywood, her talent must shine. But no matter how Nigeria she is today, one fact remains: Osas Ighodaro was born in the Bronx. Francis Duru. Francis is one of those Nollywood actors who can command attention just by stepping into a scene, whether he's playing a loving father or a no-nonsense businessman. He delivers with the precision of a seasoned pro. But what many fans might not know is that Francis Duru was not born in Nigeria. That's right, Francis Duru first entered this world in Cameroon. But as every Nigerian parent with abroad children knows, there is no escaping the motherland mandate. Francis completed part of his academic career in Cameroon before destiny, disguised as university admission, brought him back to Nigeria. That was where his true Nigerian journey began, and where Nollywood eventually found out one of its most reliable talents. Since then, Francis Duru has become fully Niger certified. He has spent decades gracing our screens to the point that if you tell some Nigerians he was born in Cameroon, they might deny it with confidence. But no matter how much Nollywood has embraced him, one fact remains: Francis Duru was born outside Nigeria, somewhere in Cameroon. There is still an old birth certificate sitting there, a quiet reminder that before he became one of Nollywood's finest, he was first that small boy in Cameroon. Aduni Ade. Aduni is a perfect blend of Yankee, Europe, and Niger. With her striking looks, undeniable talent, and ability to switch between roles effortlessly, she has cemented her place in Nollywood. But before she became the queen of Nigerian cinema, one thing must be repeated like a Nollywood flashback: she was not born in Nigeria. With a German-Irish mother and a Nigerian father, this superstar actress first entered the world in Queens, New York, meaning she had a proper American start. If fate had taken a different turn, she might have been out there saying, "I wanna gotta." Instead, she is in Nigeria shouting, "Omoy choke." Her roots run deep, with a German-Irish mother on one side and a Yoruba-Nigerian father on the other. That means she had a mix of New York energy, European finesse, and Niger resilience, all in one package. Despite being born and raised abroad, Aduni made the big move to Nigeria in 2011. Imagine the cultural reset. One moment, she's navigating the streets of Queens, and the next, she's dodging down for buses in Lagos. But like a true Niger babe, she adapted quickly. By 2013, just 2 years after landing in Nigeria, she bagged her first Nollywood movie role, proving that talent and destiny will always find their way. Today, Aduni Ade is a full-force Nollywood star, effortlessly balancing her American birth, European heritage, and Nigerian hustle. But no matter how fluent she is in Yoruba, one fact remains: Aduni Ade was born in the abroad. Zach OG. Zach was not born in Nigeria, and that is an important detail that must be repeated like a Nollywood flashback scene. Before he became the iconic Nollywood actor Nigerians love today, he first entered this world in a completely different country, Gabon. Yes, Gabon. That means at birth, his first potential nationality was not Nigerian, and his first lullaby may or may not have been in French. His early years were nothing short of an African tour, with his parents constantly moving. He found himself growing up in Cameroon, Benin, and Togo, picking up the French language along the way. In fact, if things had gone differently, we might have had a Zach Oji delivering emotional dialogues in French cinema instead of Nollywood. Imagine him saying, "Mon fils la vie n'est pas facile," instead of "My son, life is not easy." But fate, and probably his Nigerian parents, had other plans. Like all children of Nigerian parents, no matter how far their upbringing takes them, there is always one inevitable destination: home. Zach Oji eventually moved to Nigeria for academic purposes because, let's be honest, no Nigerian parent will ever fully trust a foreign education. Go and learn book in Nigeria so that you can be strong, they probably told him. That move turned out to be a blessing because not only did he get an education, but he also found his way into Nollywood, from being a well-traveled child with a French accent to becoming one of the most respected figures in the Nigerian film industry. His journey has been nothing short of impressive. But no matter how deeply rooted he is in Nollywood, one fact remains: Zach Oji was not born in Nigeria. Somewhere in Gabon, an old midwife may still remember the day she helped deliver a baby who would one day become a Nollywood legend. Angela Okori. Before Angela Okori became a Nollywood star, before she took over screens with her acting and music, she first entered this world as a baby in Cotonou, Benin Republic. Yes, not Lagos, not Onisha, not even Abakaliki, Cotonou. But of course, Nigerians do not care about technicalities. The moment it was revealed that her family is originally from Ebonyi State, Nigeria claimed her immediately. After all, if your parents are Nigerian, no matter where you were born, your destiny is to return home one day, whether for school, work, or, and in Angela's case, Nollywood greatness. She had had her early years in Cotonou, attending school and even singing in choir. But her Nigerian calling came in the form of a Christmas visit. That trip home changed everything. At just 17, she probably happy made the permanent move back to Nigeria. You know what? Someone is truly Nigerian when they willingly relocate from a calm country like Benin Republic to face Lagos traffic without complaint. Angela took her education seriously, attending both LASU and UNILAG, where she studied public administration, drama, and theater arts. That background in drama wasn't a coincidence. She had already been part of a drama group back in Cotonou, unknowingly preparing for the Nollywood journey ahead. When she landed her first movie role in Sincerity 2009, the rest was history. Banky W. Banky is not your average Nigerian entertainer. He is a certified double threat, making people swoon both as a musician and as an actor. But before he became the love song singing Nollywood heartthrob, he was not born in Nigeria. Yes, Banky W first took his first breath in New York City, United States. That means at birth, he had every chance of growing up as a Yankee boy, saying things like, "Bro, that's awesome," instead of "Gah, he choke." But as every Nigerian child with parents abroad soon finds out, life had other plans. When he was just 5 years old, his family packed up and said, "Oh yeah, let's go back home." The universal sentence that has changed many Nigerian children's destinies. That was how his American dream quickly transformed into a Niger reality. And instead of growing up in the land of the McDonald's and Disneyland, he found himself adjusting to NEPA, Okadas, and bring your report card. Of course, Banky W didn't just survive, he thrived. He became one of Nigeria's most beloved musicians, delivering hits after hits with smooth voice of his. And as if making people fall in love through music wasn't enough, he entered Nollywood, proving that his talent was a full package deal. But no matter how much he has embraced Nigeria, one fact will always remain: Banky W was born in New York City. Jackie Appiah. Jackie Appiah is proof that Nollywood does not discriminate when it comes to talent. Whether you are born in Nigeria or imported from abroad, as long as you can deliver, Nigerians will claim you by force. Despite being Ghanaian by heritage, Jackie became the queen of elegance in Nollywood. So much so that many Nigerians conveniently forget that she is not even Nigerian. But Jackie Appiah was not born in Nigeria. She wasn't even born in Ghana. Instead, she entered this world in Canada, making her Canadian by birth. Her early years were spent in Canada, where she might have grown up saying sorry unnecessarily, like a proper Canadian, before destiny led her back to Ghana. There, she built her acting career and became a household name, proving that talent and grace run deep in her veins. But Jackie wasn't done. Her charm and acting prowess eventually crossed the border into Nollywood, and just like that, she became one of the most recognizable faces in Nigerian cinema. Despite her deep Ghanaian roots and Canadian birth, one thing is certain: Jackie Appiah is Nollywood's royalty. Nigerians have embraced her so much that if you tell someone She is not actually Nigerian. They might argue with you aggressively. Beverly Naya. Beverly is one of Nollywood's finest, effortlessly delivering class, poise, and talents with every role. But before she became the queen of the screen, there is one undeniable truth. Beverly Naya was not born in Nigeria. Yes, before she ever stepped foot in Lagos, she was a full-blown British babe, born in Britain and raised in London. That means she likely grew up sipping tea, saying in it, and casually calling adults by their first names until life decided it had a bigger script for her. Despite having a comfortable life in the UK, Beverly did something not many would do. She japada back to Nigeria. While others were hustling for UK visas, she was packing her bags for Nigeria, all because Nollywood was booming. That's how you know she was born for this industry. After she arrived, there was no stopping her. She quickly made her mark in the industry, starring in top-tier Nollywood productions and proving that she was not just another pretty face from London, but a force to be reckoned with. Now, many Nigerians have fully claimed her as their own, to the point that if you remind them she wasn't born in Nigeria, they might argue with you. Ikechukwu Onunako is a true definition of Japa. Before it became a trend, this Nigerian actor and rapper has bounced between countries like a well-traveled abroad Peking. But before anything else, one thing must be clear: he was not born in Nigeria. Ikechukwu first entered the world in Manassas, Virginia, United States. That means at first he had the full American package, Yankee oxygen, and possibly even a tiny Yankee accent before reality kicked in. Because as we all know, Nigerian parents abroad have one ultimate goal: to raise their children at home where they can be properly trained. So just like that, young Ikechukwu was shipped back to Nigeria and raised in Lagos, where he completed high school. No matter how much America tried to claim him, Lagos had other plans. He swapped suburban peace for damnful conductors shouting "Oshodi," and his childhood soundtrack became generator noise instead of cricket chirping. But fate had other plans. After finishing high school, he packed his bags and japad back to the United States, this time on his own terms. For over a decade, he lived the American life, possibly enjoying fast Wi-Fi and stress-free weather. But deep down, Nigeria was calling, and like every hustler with entertainment dreams, he eventually returned home, diving straight into the music scene and eventually into Nollywood. From America to Lagos, to America and back again, Ikechukwu's journey has been one of global navigation. But no matter how deeply rooted he is in Nigeria, now one undeniable fact remains: he was born in the abroad. Caroline Hutchins. Carolina Hutchins is the definition of global citizens with Nigerian blood. She is elegant, talented, and has left her mark not just in Nollywood but across different industries. But before the fame, she was not born in Nigeria. Yes, Carolina Hutchins first entered this world in Scotland. This means she was first a small Scottish baby, completely unaware that one day she would be 100% Naija by association. Her heritage carries a mix of Scottish roots and Nigerian culture, making her an interesting blend of abroad sophistication and Naija resilience. Despite her Scottish birth, she grew up in Nigeria, which means that whatever Scottish influence she had, Naija quickly reset it. By the time she entered the entertainment industry, there was no doubt this was a proper Nigerian woman. Nollywood embraced her fully, and she built a career that proved she wasn't just about beauty. She had the talent, business sense, and the hustle spirit to march. But no matter how much Nigeria has shaped her, one fact will always stand: Carolina Hutchins was born in Scotland. Hadiza Aliyu. Hadiza Aliyu is another proof that Nollywood and Kannywood have a way of importing talent from abroad, whether the actors plan for it or not. Before she became one of the most respected actresses in both Hausa and English movies, Hadiza Aliyu was not born in Nigeria. She first entered the world in Libreville, Gabon, which means that by birth she was already an abroad babe. Her first words could have been bonjour instead of inakwana. She grew up and was schooled in Gabon, completely unaware that one day Nigerians would claim her by fire by force. But as every Nigerian parent knows, there is no escaping the call of the motherland. In 2009, she packed her bags and moved to Nigeria, not for vacation, not for Christmas rise, but to become an actress. The move landed her in Kaduna, where she joined the Kannywood film industry and quickly became a household name. If Nollywood and Kannywood had an exchange program for actors born outside Nigeria, Hadiza would be at the top of the list. Epule Jeffrey Ewusi is yet another proof that Nollywood is borderless when it comes to talent. While many assume that all Nollywood stars are homegrown Niger exports, this actor is one of the imported ones because Jeffrey Ewusi was not born in Nigeria. Yes, Nollywood's very own leading man first entered the world in Boe, southwest region of Cameroon. That means his first cry wasn't heard in Lagos hospital, and his early childhood wasn't filled with pepper soup and Nollywood VHS tapes like many Nigerian kids. Instead, he was growing up in Cameroon, schooling there, and even launching his acting career right at home before destiny came knocking. With a strong foundation in the cinema of Cameroon, Epule was already making a name for himself before he decided to cross over into Nollywood. And let's be honest, once an actor successfully transitions into Nollywood, Nigerians will claim them with full chest, no questions asked, no matter how many Nollywood movies he stars in. One fact remains, Epule Jeffrey was born in Cameroon. Meanwhile, I did a video about some Nollywood actors and actresses who are grandparents. Click the video showing on the screen to know which of your favorite Nollywood actors and actresses are grandparents. Click on it before this video ends, because if this video ends, it will go away. See you in the next video. Bye.